So, I'm going to tell you a quick story, something that happened to me that's embarrassing, but there's context to it. All right. So, I run every day. I love to run. And what I typically run in are these like compression running shorts. It's like spandex shorts underneath like running shorts, right? And I've run in them for a long time. But about a year ago, I started to notice that I was getting like really chafed and like raw almost like in like my butt crack. And so I was like, what's going on? So I thought, okay, maybe I need to powder more. Maybe I need to use like Vaseline. Like it wasn't until I realized that it was the compression shorts holding me too tight that was actually causing the friction, which was causing the discomfort. If you've ever experienced like significant chafing, it is unbelievably uncomfortable. I used to actually get it in my balls, and then I actually switched to Sheath underwear, and that's actually why Robert, the founder of Sheath, actually invented them, right? He was a soldier over in Iraq, and he was getting unbelievably chafed, and so he literally started like experimenting with like strings and socks and cutting different things in order to find a solution to his problem, which led him to actually create Sheath underwear. I'll tell you a little bit more about them a little bit later, but just so you know, right, Sheath is next level. They're actually a dual pouch design, which means your balls are going to sit in one pouch, and then your wiener goes through this little hole. It separates everything. When you separate the twig from the berries, it reduces the friction, it reduces the odor, it reduces you smelling funky. All sorts of amazing stuff happens. Anyway, Sheath underwear, they are absolutely hands down the best underwear on the market. I'm going to link to them down below. There's also going to be a special limited time discount code if you want to check them out. But all of this to say, today we're going to talk about some other underwear mistakes that are potentially damaging your balls. The first underwear mistake that is hurting your body is wet underwear. As we talked about before, your pants down there, it's a hot, stinky, sweaty mess, right? It's dark, it's damp. When you have damp, wetness, right? Odor forms. Why does odor form? Because of the bacteria, all right? But not just bacteria, also different things like funguses can actually grow. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of dudes develop things like jock itch. Guys, the truth is, if you want to make sure that your balls and your boys are as healthy as possible, you got to make sure it's as dry as possible down there, which means you got to powder your balls. But sometimes when you're exercising and those underwear still get wet, it's a good idea to bring a second pair of underwear or to go home and change them quickly. Do not hang out and sit in wet undies. The second habit damaging your body is rewearing dirty underwear, all right? One wear. And now, you want to hear a crazy, this actually blew my mind. According to Dr. Philip Torino, Director of Clinical Microbiology at New York University, says that there is between 1/10 to 1 full gram of fecal matter in dirty underwear. Now you're like, yo, Alpha, I don't have skid marks. It's not from that, it's from like farting and stuff like that. Anyway, you gotta not wear dirty underwear. If you wear them once, gentlemen, that's it, gotta wash them. But how you wash them, this is also something you need to pay attention to. Between 150 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature required to properly clean underwear. But this brings me to the third mistake, and that is drying your underwear on high heat. The truth is, it should be tumble dried on a lower setting, because what happens is when you actually dry the underwear in a high temperature, you're actually going to reduce the amount of elastic and stretch, causing your underwear to be baggy, saggy, and not supportive. This is one of the biggest problems with cotton underwear. They get stretched out, they don't retain their shape. You need something with a little bit more stretch, a little bit more elastic in them, like a modal, all right? Modal is amazing because it's super soft, like literally like butter, and it's gonna retain its shape like 10 times longer than cotton, which means they're gonna last longer, and they're also gonna not get worn out as fast. Now, let's talk a little bit about support. You need to be wearing underwear that offer gentle support without being super tight, which is actually the next mistake. One of the worst things that you can do for not only your balls but your body is wear underwear that are too tight, all right? Your balls are little geniuses, right? All day, up and down. The reason they're doing this is to regulate temperature of your sperm so they don't die. But if you're wearing underwear that are too restrictive and too close to your body, it never allows your balls to do what they need to do, which is drop down to be cool. Men that wear tight underwear literally have like a 25% lower sperm count, and their sperm are 33% less potent. And that's one of the reasons why I love Sheath underwear so much, right? They offer amazing support, right, without being too tight. Like I said, it's all about that chamber, right? Dual chamber design. That little pouch right there, you stick your balls in it, and then you stick Big Al through that hole. I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, yo, is that comfortable? It can't be. That's what I thought, right? It is crazy comfortable. It's not only comfortable, it's more comfortable than regular underwear because you're separating Big Al from the twins. When you do this, a few amazing things happen. Number one, you stay drier because you don't have everything all jam-packed together, right? They're separated. You're gonna stay fresher, you don't smell, and you don't ever, literally ever get chafed. The other thing that I love so much about Sheath underwear is the fabric. It's literally like softer than butter. They just feel so incredibly luxurious. Guys, Sheath are the underwear that are now recommended by urologists and doctors. Even like Dr. Drew, true story, is recommending Sheath underwear. Sheath has over 20,000 five-star reviews. It's not just my opinion and my balls' opinion. Everybody's balls agree Sheath are the best. The other cool thing, guys, they've got a ton of badass colors. They have different lengths. I'm telling you guys, if you have not checked out Sheath, now is the time. Guys, if you're ready to do your body and your balls a solid, I want you to hit that special link down below. There's also a limited time special discount code, Alpha 2023. If you use this code and go through our link, you're gonna get an incredible discount. What I'd recommend is buy a few pairs. You get them, you slip them on, you're gonna be like, damn, these things are incredible. You're also gonna look in the mirror and be like, damn, I look gigantic. Because that's one of the things. Because of the chamber, right, you look humongous. My wife was like, damn. I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's the underwear. It's definitely not me being big. Gentlemen, treat your body and your balls to the best. The best are Sheath. Link below. The next mistake is wearing underwear to bed. All right, now, why is this bad? Because if you want to be optimal in terms of your sperm health and your testicle temperature, research is actually coming out that sleeping naked is ideal. Think about it like this. All night, right? 7-8 hours. You're under the covers, you're under the blanket, you're sweating, you're getting hot because when you sleep, your body temperature fluctuates. Your balls need a place to go, right? They don't want to be all like up by your body. But if you're wearing underwear, even if you're changing positions, they stay close to your body. But if you sleep naked, right? You roll over, your balls can get all loose and saggy and flop to the side and get away from your body. It's science. So let's talk about some underwear mistakes that I don't want you ever doing. Reason number one, not to wear white underwear because of poop stains. Remember, you got all this fecal matter hanging out in your undies. If you're rocking white undies, right, and you're with some spicy ass senorita, not only if you take them off and you got a little bit of a something going on in the back, is she gonna be turned off like a light switch, you're also gonna get all discolored and stained up around your crotch area because of all the nasty bacteria and funky odors and gross nasty crap that's developing between your nuts and your legs. Boxers. Why should you never, ever, ever, ever wear boxers? Few reasons. Number one, all right, you need a little bit of support. Unless when you're like 45 years old, you want like sloppy ass, droopy man balls down to your ankles because that's what's going to happen. You need to support them. You need to support them. You need to love them. You need to make sure they're not just all dangling, right? The other reason why boxers are bad is because they look crappy in your slim fit pants or chinos. It is literally impossible. I've tried it. It is impossible to be all smooth and sexy if you're rocking boxers because when you pull up your pants, they get all like weird and then they come out of your pants and you're trying to get them down and pull it. It doesn't work. Gentlemen, stop wearing big baggy shorts down your pants. Fundies. The next mistake is that you're wearing fundies. Fun underwear. Yay! They're so much fun. Look, they've got pelicans on them. No, gentlemen, you want to be sexy, you want to be stylish, you want to be smooth, you can't just look that way when you're in your clothes. When you get ready to get frisky and freaky and you're like, yo mama, if she's like, yo, seriously, unicorns? Last but certainly not least, if your underwear are all old and holy and stained and stretched out and funky and nasty, it's time to do something about it, all right? Underwear do wear out. You wear them, they're next to your body, you're running, you're rubbing, you're doing all sorts of sexy stuff in them. You gotta make sure that they look good. Once a year, what I'd recommend is go through your underwear, right? Look at them, all right? Have you not worn certain pairs for a long time? Have you had certain pairs for way too long and they're all nasty and getting stretched out and stained and not exactly as sexy as they used to be? If so, X them, get rid of them because I want you to be super sexy. When she's like, yo, Brian, take off your pants, I want you to be like, yo, as opposed to like, yo, because if you're like, yo, she's gonna be like, bye-bye, I'm done.